Hey everybody, Dr. Forbes here. I was thinking about doing a little Mindfulness Mondays video series. And since this is the first video in that series, it would make sense to do, fundamentals of mindfulness or maybe a meditation practice. But I am just not feeling it today. And since mindfulness is all about acceptance, I think I'm just going to go with it. And I'm going to talk to you about a couple of psychological principles that have been on my mind, and that's negativity bias and the fundamental attribution error. And I think it's kind of fitting because mindfulness is all about self-knowledge, kind of knowing how your mind works. And self-knowledge can be acquired through, introspection and meditation, but also acquiring and consuming scientific knowledge. So I want to share about negativity bias and the fundamental attribution error. These are widely researched and kind of understood principles in psychology and kind of help make sense of some things that maybe I'm going through right now. So negativity bias is our tendency to process and attend to and remember things that are negative more so than positive information. And so negativity bias really has an evolutionary advantage. We need to attend to and remember threatening and traumatic events in our environment so that we can try to avoid them in the future. But this also means that we pay much more attention to the bad things that happen, and we kind of make them out to be more important than they really are. Now, the fundamental attribution error is our tendency to provide personality or dispositional explanations for behavior rather than consider the situational or contextual explanations. So this would be like if you meet somebody at a party and they're not really into the conversation, maybe they're looking at their watch and looking around the room and they kind of exit the conversation early, you might think to yourself, wow, that person's a real jerk. When in actuality, maybe they had a death in the family, or maybe they were late to pick up, a loved one from the airport, and for whatever reason, they didn't share that information with you. So you assumed that they were kind of, an uninterested jerk, when really they had a reasonable explanation for their behavior. So why are negativity bias and the fundamental attribution error on my mind right now? I don't know, maybe because it's week 3, week 4 of quarantine, and we're spending a lot of time with the same people day in and day out, and maybe we're getting on each other's nerves a little bit. So when I find myself fixating on something that another person did or said, something that rubs me the wrong way, I like to remind myself that my brain is hardwired to do so, but that it's not really conducive to, perceiving reality objectively. I am probably seeing it and remembering it more negatively than it actually is. And 2, it's not conducive to extending kindness and compassion and patience. So before you lose your cool on somebody, say for eating the last Girl Scout cookie, remember that we're all kind of going through something right now. We all might be a little more stressed, and doesn't mean that that person is greedy and inconsiderate. It means they're coping too. So, try to extend yourself and others some patience right now. Okay, until next Monday, take care. Bye.